I crushed a lot of quarterbacks in my day, and I'm real sorry. So I wrote this letter. Dear quarterbacks, I apologize for the way I've treated you. Please let me buy you a light beer from Miller. Light's my beer because it tastes great. I'm sure it's yours, too, because you little guys can't afford to get filled up. Hope to see you soon. Sincerely, L.C. Greenwood.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I hear that L.C. Greenwood has invited quarterbacks to join him for a light beer from Miller. Well, here's my reply. Dear L.C., I accept your gracious offer. A quarterback is far too intelligent to turn down a light beer because it's less filling and it tastes great. Even you big, clumsy linemen know that. Hope to see you here soon. Sincerely, Bert Jones. Come on, Bert!
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
How'd you do that?
Let's get back to Sports and Torts with David Spada and Elliott Harris on TalkZone.com.
Hi, this is David Spada along with my co-host Elliott Harris, and let's get right to our next guest, Elliott. A six-time Pro Bowler, 73.5 career sacks. He had 5 sacks in the Super Bowl. He had 4 rings. L.C. Greenwood. How are you doing, L.C.?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have Elliott Harris, my co-host, with me. We just had Bubba Smith on, and Bubba was talking about those classic Miller commercials. We've been playing them the whole show. Is there a favorite commercial of yours of all those?
Oh, you know, I listened to while you had me on hold, I listened to those 2 commercials. Those were actually, they sound like they were great commercials now. I didn't think so when I did them, but listening to them now, I thought maybe it's because I'm like you, I'm snowed in and iced in with nothing to do.
Well, those were classic, you know, and nowadays there's another brand that uses former coaches and clips from press conferences and stuff like that, and I don't think it's half as creative or half as entertaining as the ones that were done, you know, back in the day.
Well, I think back in the day, the guys that did the commercials, they were all great guys, and also the company that produced the commercials were great companies, and you know, put all that together, that made for, I think, a very good commercial, as you can well see.
That commercial, you and Bert Jones, premiered, I think, in the 1980 Super Bowl, and a 30-second commercial back then cost about $200-some thousand. Now they're getting millions of dollars for a 30-second commercial, and they're not half as good.
Well, I didn't get my portion then, so I'm certainly not going to get it now. So I'm not going to worry about it. It's just pretty amazing how, when did you say that was, 1980?
30th anniversary, 1980.
Okay, that's 1980, and it's, what, 2011 now. That's pretty amazing there.
And the commercial still holds up.
Yeah, it's from $200,000 to $2-3 billion. That's pretty amazing.
What did you get paid for that commercial?
I think they gave me a couple cases of beer and a plane ticket to and from New York.
Now, how did they approach you to do the commercial in the first place?
Actually, I guess it was the usual audition type thing, and I went to New York, auditioned for the spot, and went home, and they called me in a couple of days later.
Because I think you pretty much were replacing Bubba Smith, because Bubba said he had enough here. He didn't want to promote beer. He didn't drink beer, what he was telling us, and then you came on and carried the tradition.
Well, I think in reality, Bubba wasn't that good, so that's why they brought me in.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell Bubba that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not going to get in the middle of that conversation.
Bubba's got a new...
No. You brought this up, so you're not going to get in the middle of it now.
Bubba, I asked Bubba about ripping the beer can. Was that a prop? He says, no, that's easy to do. It was an aluminum can. I can rip the top off a beer can.
Well, the answer to it, that with what I was doing was crushing the can, which also was very easy. It was just, there's aluminum can, as you said, so it's very easy to do.
Bert Jones couldn't do it.
He's
a quarterback, right?
Right.
who do you like in the Super Bowl? Let me guess.
Well, I'll give you one guess, and then you're right. That's my choice. I think that Pittsburgh is going to win. I think they are a better team, but and I say that naturally because I'm a Pittsburgh fan and I played with the Steelers, so I think they are a better team. And naturally, I think that, and I'm supposed to think that, but I don't think it's going to be one of those football games where Pittsburgh just go out there and they had them the trophy at the end of the game. It's going to be a hard-fought game, and I would think so. Looking at the both teams on paper, and also I saw both of them play several times during the year, so they are both great football teams, and I naturally got to pick Pittsburgh because I played there, and then I love the team and the guys there. But Green Bay is going to be, and Green Bay is a good football team. It's going to be pretty tough for them.
I'll tell you what, the key. A lot of people forget about Ben Roethlisberger. The guy has won 2 Super Bowls already. He's about 28 years old. You need a strong quarterback to lead you. And Aaron Rodgers, this is his first Super Bowl. Roethlisberger's been there, and I think he's got the experience, and that's going to carry him to another Super Bowl.
Well, we in Pittsburgh are hoping that, but there's always a first time, and there's always a chance for first timers. We proved that in the in Super Bowl IX. There's always a chance for first timers, and of course, I agree. I think Roethlisberger will have a whole lot to do with it, but I think the team as a whole, I think they're ready to go out and there because there are a lot of challenges that they had all year, and they've surpassed most of them, and I think they're ready to go out and prove to the world that they are a formidable opponent and a great football team.
Now, how do you like these Steelers compared to the Steeler teams that you played on?
Well, that's not a very good question. I think I couldn't really compare that. Naturally, my team was that was my team. So I think we were a better football team. And if I didn't think that, then it would be something wrong with me. But I think we were a better football team, and I can give you all kinds of reasons. But that I think that. But at the end of the day, we were the better football team.
Are you in Dallas right now, or are you back home?
No, I'm in Dallas.
I got a job for you. Keep Roethlisberger out of the bars before the Super Bowl so you can't get in trouble.
Wait a minute. I thought you guys were in Chicago.
We are, but I want to see Pittsburgh beat Green Bay because we hate Green Bay. We're Bears fans.
Oh, that's what
that's
what
how
all
that
this
works.
animosity is. Okay, all right.
Just like Pittsburgh hates Dallas.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, I didn't think about that first, but that's why you guys, because Green Bay demoralized you all there in Chicago, so now you want me to go out there and do that to them.
I'll tell you what, we had that pansy at quarterback here in Chicago who couldn't play with his little meniscus or MCL, whatever the hell was wrong with him.
Boy, you guys are tough. Right?
Yes,
I'm glad I'm in Pittsburgh. At least we have some reprieve. So, but you guys are awful tough.
Nah, we're kind-hearted souls. Now, how do you like the NFL today, where the defensive lineman sort of has to almost play a game of tag or touch football as opposed to going full out, and if you do, you get fined for it or penalized or both?
Well, it looks like the powers that be are trying to take some of the aggressiveness out of the game, especially defensively, and I don't know where it's going to go. Like because my thinking is, and what I know about football, it's a brutal sport and it's a real tough game, and you gotta. As a matter of fact, we used to say when I was playing, it's either hit or be hit, and that's what you do, and that's why it's football. You go out and you hit somebody, and naturally you don't want to hurt anybody, but you out there to hit somebody, and that's what football's about. And once they and because of what they're trying to do or look like they're trying to do, and naturally the safety of the players is a big concern. But in order to play the game like it was designed to be played and like it has been played over the years, you got to go out there and hit somebody.
We got somebody on the line who referred to as a big, clumsy lineman. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
Bert, do you have anything to say to LC Greenwood?
LC, this is Bert Jones, and you know that I wouldn't say you're a big, clumsy lineman unless somebody made me say something like that.
That's why I had no idea who they were talking about, Bert, because I know you wouldn't say that about me. Because you know
no,
I'm the only person
Top of the
really
day to you, LC. I hadn't talked to you in a while.
How you doing, Bert?
Life is good in North Louisiana.
Hello?
He said life is good in Northwest Louisiana.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hope he heard me, but if he did, tell Bert I said hi. I haven't seen him in a while, so or talked to him in a while, so it would be great to just sit down and chew the fat once again.
Bert, are you still there?
I am still here, and I can barely hear him, but I do hear him. And LC, it's always a pleasure. I know you're excited with your Steelers back in the Super Bowl.
Yes, as always. I am. I'm here in Dallas now. Actually sitting watching TV because it's too cold to go out to do some of the things that I have to do. But I'm really pretty fired up that they're here. So that I think it's just great that they can get a chance to try to get that 7th Super Bowl. So I'm hoping that they accomplish that.
When you guys did that classic commercial back in 1980, LC and Bert, were you in the same recording studio, or did you do them in different recording studios on different days?
Well, we did a series of commercials together.
Well, I think they were different days, but pretty much around the same time, right?
And that is correct, LC. I think we were in the same local pub on the east side of New York having a lot of fun, making a wonderful TV commercial for Miller Lite.
We had on earlier Bubba Smith, and Bubba was talking about those commercials and talking about what you guys did. Was there someone you really enjoyed working with? Because, I remember as a kid, I was back probably 10, 11 years old when those commercials were out, and seeing Dick Butkus on there, seeing Bubba, LC, Bert, seeing Bob Uecker, John Madden, Billy Martin, and some guy named Mickey Spillane. I had no idea who Mickey Spillane was, but it was incredible. Is there someone who basically you loved working with?
Well, I
enjoyed
working with all those guys. We had a great time together, and I enjoyed all the guys that you just named. I enjoyed. I think Bert and I did a lot of things together because of the 2 commercials that we had, and I thought we had fun together. So, it was a great experience and a great time.
What about you, Bert? Did someone you enjoyed working with?
Oh, I'll reinforce what LC said. They did a wonderful screening job before they asked people to do that. We seemed to all be very compatible and enjoyed life and understood what responsible drinking was and could speak for that. And, of course, LC is just a hoot to be around, not on the football field. He's not a lot of fun. He used to wear those ugly, ugly shoes, and I used to pick at him about that. But, fear in a quarterback's eyes, we're seeing those shoes getting closer and closer all the time.
Well, at least you knew when he was coming after you, if you were looking down at the ground a little bit.
Well, this is true. This is true. But there are a lot of great
Bert, I think Bert only said that because he never saw me coming at him, and he know that I would do anything to him. So I think he was just saying that to try to make you guys think that I was a great football player or something. I always let Bert go because Bert and I became good friends. It was my other teammate that harassed Bert the whole day.
Was that Mean Joe Green?
Well,
White.
there was a fellow by the name of White that really did not like
Bert
me.
had a great love relationship going.
And it was really kind of fun. And later in my career, I finally had to tell him, I said, Dwight, I aggravate you in the early part of the game because if I make you real mad, all you concentrate on is killing me, and that kind of isolates you to what you're going to be doing for that day, and we had a big laugh about that.
We're here at the 18th hole of this light beer open, and we've seen some real unusual shots today.
You said it.
Hey, Bob, I think you got a birdie!
Elsie, how am I supposed to hit it through this tree?
No problem, Bert.
How's Yuka going to get out of this one?
That calls for another light beer from Miller.
Make it 2, 3, 4.
It's a good thing lights less filling.
Back to you, Ricky.
John, the last player's approaching the tee.
And when it goes to 100, you settle. I won't be long, girls. Hold my calls, will you? It hit the weather vane. It's in the drain. Here it comes out. It's going on the green. Goes in the hole.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
This open ought to be closed.
Another thing, too, is, Bert, you got the ultimate compliment. Bill Belichick called you the best pure passer he ever saw.
Well, I think Billy got to know me early in his formative years of coaching and probably doesn't know near as much as what he does now.
He's got a pretty good quarterback at New England who might fit that category, too.
Oh, he has had great players wherever he's been. He's a wonderful coach. He was a lot of fun when he came to Baltimore early in life. His father was coaching at the Naval Academy. He came up kind of at the time as a grad assistant for the Colts, breaking down film for both myself and Maxie Bond and Ted Marchibroda. And I think this is when he developed a lot of his skills. And as we know today, he is at the top of the ladder as it relates to NFL coaches.
I want to know, LC, do you take Bert Jones along with you golfing, and does Bert require you to pull trees out of the ground when he gets a bad lie behind the tree?
No, as a matter of fact, Bert cut me loose, and I don't know why, because I was the only one in the whole group that looked out for him, but for some reason he cut me loose. So he wouldn't play golf with me anyway. He liked to play golf with real golfers, and I was just pretty much a hacker.
You know who's back acting again is Bubba Smith. He's doing another Police Academy movie. He told us, they said, what, at the nursing home? And he wasn't too happy with that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. Well, Hubba Hubba Bubba is a fun-loving guy. If you got to know him, you'd have a lot of good laughs.
What about Rodney Dangerfield? Was he great to be around?
This is Bert speaking. Rodney was a funny guy. I often thought that I can't get no respect was an act, but actually it seemed to fit his personality pretty well. But of course, we were a pretty domineering group when you talk about being around L.C. Greenwood, Dick Butkus, Bubba Smith, Larry Zonka, and all the Billy Smiths and Marv and the whole guy. We were all alphas, as you might expect, coming in that department. So I think he did have a little ill feeling as it related to all that. But he was a fun guy. He was enjoyable to be around. He's a tremendous actor. Was.
Question, who would you... This is for Bert. Bert, how do you handicap the two quarterbacks, Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I mean, they are different in their styles.
On and off the field.
Both on and off the fields, and I'm not going there with you, but I think Aaron Rodgers probably is at the top of the ladder as it relates to NFL quarterbacks right now. Ben does a good job. He gets his team down the field. He helps them win football games. But if you ask me, who is the better of the two players, I think Aaron Rodgers is probably the better overall thrower and quarterback.
Okay, Bert, who do you like in the Super Bowl then?
Yes.
You like the Packers over the Steelers?
You didn't take that diplomatic answer very well.
Yes, he likes both teams. He's a politician.
No, I'm not. I have LC on the other phone. I couldn't say anything.
Oh, he's long distance.
It doesn't matter. He has extremely long arms, and I can promise you he can choke you if he wants to.
I'll tell you what, let's get back to the 1980 commercial. You guys did the classic one with the wimpy quarterback, but there was another commercial that premiered during that Super Bowl with LC's teammate Mean Joe Greenwood, that Coca-Cola commercial, and they redid it a couple years ago. I'm waiting for them to redo the commercial with you guys, bring back Bubba, LC, you Bert, Euchre, all these guys, but I think it would cost too much money with how much you'd ask for.
Oh, I think we would probably do it for a song and a dance just to see everybody back together because it was so much fun.
LC, do you want to get paid or you'll do it for a song and dance?
That's exactly right. I told you before that they did it. I did it for a case and a trip to New York, and I would even at these times I would do it for the same thing.
We're out of time. We really enjoyed talking to Bert and LC. You guys are class acts, and may the best team win the Super Bowl. And you know who I think that is? That's the Steelers, because we're from Chicago. We hate the Packers, but thank you again.
Well, you are my kind of guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Bert.
Hey, Bert, good talking to you, Bert.
Good talking to you. My number's the same. Give me a shout so I can hear from you.
Oh, well, I don't have it.
Oh, well, I'll give it to you.
Our producer will give it to you off the air.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Bert. Thank you, LC. You're listening to Sports and Torts here. I'm David Spada with my co-host, Elliott Harris. We got a few minutes left. How about this show today?
Phenomenal. You know, we start off with April Rose, and I figure it can't get any better than that. Then you get Bubba Smith, Elsie Greenwood, Bert Jones. You had all those commercials from yesteryear of Miller Lite tossed in.
I tell you what, now we could go pitch Miller to sponsor Sports and Torts.
Hey, works for me.
I don't know how the sound quality was with LC and Bert because we're going back and forth. But, again, we did the best we could. I mean, it's hard when you got guys talking over one another, but I just enjoyed it. It was like being in a bar.
Yeah, it was fun without the bar tab and without the hangover the next day.
Do you believe that they didn't get paid that much for doing those commercials?
Yeah, because endorsements weren't to the point that they are nowadays. You know, nowadays guys can make an endorsement deal and live off of it. Back in the day, we're going after former athletes who have nothing else to do. You know, throw a case of or two their way and a few dollars. And I don't know that everybody knew what they had when they started that thing, but it was a tremendous advertising campaign.
It was. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. But again, you had all these players, but nowadays you're not going to be able to get the Jay Cutlers, the Peppers, the James Harrison to do it because it's all about them. They're not team players. But again, we're running out of time. Again, we want to thank the lovely April Rose for coming on, Bubba Smith, LC Greenwood, Bert Jones. Again, tell your friends to go check out the show at TalkZone.com, the audio or video. We've had the classic commercials. And again, thank you again for listening to Sports and Torts. I'm David Spada with my co-host Elliott Harris. And see you again next week.
And I'm real sorry. So I wrote this letter. Dear quarterbacks, I apologize for the way I treated you. Please let me buy you a light beer from Miller. Light's my beer because it tastes great. I'm sure it's yours, too. Because you little guys can't afford to get filled up. Hope to see you soon. Sincerely, L.C. Greenwood.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
I hear that L.C. Greenwood has invited quarterbacks to join him for a light beer from Miller. Well, here's my reply. Dear L.C., I accept your gracious offer. A quarterback is far too intelligent to turn down a light beer because it's less filling and it tastes great. Even you big, clumsy linemen know that. Hope to see you here soon. Sincerely, Bert Jones. Come on, Bert!
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
How'd he do that?